Hello, this is Krenstar, and today we are continuing on with what I'm calling Bass Buddy, I guess now, which is a bass MIDI tool that kind of helps writer's block, I guess, or just plain messing around, or maybe an accompaniment on a main MIDI line, a melody line. Either way, this is basically what we had when I stopped in the last video. So we are going to go to the next part of this, which would be that what this does so far is it follows the melody and it kind of goes in its own rhythm or pattern, and then does its own type of notes from there. So what I want to do is I want to take a kind of a 20-80% rule and change the note dependent on the depending on like 20% main root note 80% of the time, and then change it up based upon a chord of whatever its scale it's in. So if we're in C major and we have our melody in C major, it's going to use a C major chord, and it's going to stay in C major scale. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. So my first thought was to probably use something of this multi-note tool that's in Bitwig. You give it a root note and it does deviations, a third, a fifth, and whatnot, from whatever note you're pressing. Sounds like a good way to start, and it gives the pitch differences, and then you can use the transpose module and note grid to do this, like a fourth, a seventh, and a twelfth. You know, to get the third, the fifth, and the seventh or ninth, and be able to create the chord from there. But as I was experimenting, I quickly realized, not realizing that if I press a C note, it works wonderfully well. It creates all the notes. If I press a D, it's okay. If I press an E, it was okay. If I press the B, it started creating sharps and flats. And as far as I know, there's no sharps and flats in a C major scale. So something was definitely awry. Turns out that this only applies to whatever the main note of the scale is. So we had to do something a little bit different. So I'm gonna have this beast and pop this little beast out, and this is what I came up with. So basically, to get around the scale problem is I'm going to always tell it that I want a C scale here, and of course you can just put it onto whatever actual scale that you want. This is going to be our scale thing. Grandson's around me and watching Peppa Pig, so if it's the noise you hear, if you do hear noise. But anyways, so again, the 4th, the 7th, and the 12th is coming through, and what we have is that we have a LFO tool that kind of gets a little bit of randomization, both inside and outside, to a sample and hold, so that we can get some semblance of something stays. That goes into a selector that goes into a quantizer. I was having a lot of problems with this thing because it would blend the notes and it would give me sharps and stuff like that when I want non-sharp, regular notes. So basically, I found that this right here was the cause of it. So basically, I should not need the quantizer anymore, but I'll keep it just for visualization's sake. And then in here, like I said, I want the 20 to 80% rule. So basically, this is coming in off of the note or the main gate, and it's saying, hey, decide between 20 and 80%. 20%, anything 20% over, I want you to 20% and under, I want you to change. So if you're rolling a D100, it has to be under 20% before it switches. And it works really well, by the way. And then it goes out, and then I have these displays here to show a before and after of what it is. So with that, that's a lot of explanation. Let's actually see it in practice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take off the thing here that tells me to get the stuff off of a different track, and I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to play a note. So 20% of the time, it's playing something slightly different than whatever note I'm pressing on. So which is kind of cool. So with that, I didn't actually see the thing. So you can't really see because it always goes back to C3 on there. You can see in here that it's going between the different things that when it does. Or at least it was. What did I do? Oh, I think I know what I did. But anyway, you can see that it's going back and forth in between, and it's kind of doing it in semi-random. So it's generative. It has some generative. And then you can see in here what it's trying to do. So it's going through the three different keys: a C1, a G1, or an E1, depending on what I want it to be. So it's staying within the chord set per what I want it, and then it's also doing the 20% roll of that. Oh, I know what I did wrong because I was supposed to, I think, play it. There we go. So anyway, you can kind of tell what's going on. So we'll take that out, and then not take that out, but we'll put back on the note receiver from here so that we can go in here, click on this, go into here, hit play. So that kind of gives me an idea. So one of the things that I learned is curves does a really good job of changing around stuff on beat. So if I want to do like kind of like a envelope, kind of like that, where it goes up, down, and up like that. But I want to sync it to a bar, and I want it to be on 4 bars. Something about muddy puddles. Okay, so with that, and then basically I want it to mess around with the speed here. Maybe not. Maybe that was a bad call. Kind of cool, but kind of not what I wanted. Actually, I want octave. Where is octave on this list? An octave. That's pitch transpose. So let me start at 0. Let me grab this. Let me try. And I just realized I was looking at the wrong one. That's a very interesting way of putting in the values. I probably did better doing the transpose on the actual piano than using melody sauce. Pretty cool. Again, like I said in the video, this should work on any octave. It will always put it in the C1 range because we made it so. And then depending on the key that you have it in here, it'll actually stay within key. It'll play the right notes within the third, the fifth, and the seventh, or stay within the whatever key it's pressing. So whatever note it may or may not go from there. But any rate, pretty cool. I will. Basically, I'm not gonna initially put this out. But if somebody wants it, I'll hook it up. Just let me know in the comments. I'll make you do a little bit of work for it. But once it's out, I'll put it on there, and I'll shoot a link and let you back know in the comments that it's got released. But and then I'll make it available for everybody from that point on. But any rate, hope you liked it. Let me go back and blow it. So I put this in the post effects, and I kind of wanted to make it a separate module to kind of make it so that it didn't. This is already a beast to look at. I kind of wanted to make it a separate area so that it can just focus on the changing of the note. Not only that, but that allows this to modularize it so that I can save it and use it for something else in the future of when I want to kind of have a randomized thing that goes up and down a scale in there for not just the root notes, but also the going in there. So, at any rate, hope you loved the video. I spent some time trying to figure this out and the best way of doing it, and I think I figured it out. It is pretty cool. And I gotta. All right. The track, I think it's really cool. I really do. I really like how it turned out. So, at any rate, and I will probably I got to figure out a better ending. I noticed that I'm stealing the end tag of Plugin Boutique's videos inadvertently. So I will see you later. All right. Bye.